There's a spinner at the back that looked like Richard Wagner. The rest of the cars coming round. Now Wagner can't get going. We will get a safety car, but he does get it going. I think it was him in the Iron Force Racing car, but no, it was Jan-Erik Sloten. So, Pro-Am driver, leader of the Pro-Am Championship, Jan-Erik Sloten in another of the Iron Force Racing cars. He was the driver who spun, and that is a gift for Carlos Rivas. I'll tell you that for nothing. Rivas quite well up the field. The rest of the cars now streaming through is Lauren Heinrich, who leads the way. We settled down with Pereira in second. Hannafin has now secured that third place ahead of Larry Tenforder. A great start from Luke Hartog as well. Up there into fifth place ahead of Morris Schuring, Huub van Eindhoven. The rest of the cars coming through. So it looks like they're all running and they're all pointing in the right direction down the part of the track that is known as the waterfall. Guess why? And in towards turn 13 we come. This is the view from on board with Lorcan Hannafin. You can see Dylan Pereira just touching the brake lights, and it was he who got together with Hannafin in the early stages of yesterday's race. And I think Hannafin might have something to say about that if it comes to passing Dylan Pereira. He's certainly going to make the challenge. Bastian Boos, man on a mission. Well, when isn't Bastian Boos on a mission? Running side by side alongside Huub van Eindhoven into turn 1. And it's Bastian Boos who has that position. Running 3 abreast further back. I would advise you that it won't end well if they stay like that, but they all make it around the corner. And we are very much go. Car 40 is under investigation for a jump start. That is Jukka Honkavori. So car 40, potentially, we did mention that jump starts would not be tolerated. Now look at this, Lorcan Hannafin putting the pressure on Dylan Pereira for that second place. He said before this race he wanted to get away from all the drama that might be unfolding behind him, and boy did we see some drama yesterday, and in fact all season long. It has been a classic year for Porsche Carrera Cup Germany as a car goes wide onto the dirt but keeps going. It has been an absolutely classic year of racing, but it has been full of drama and controversy. Lauren Heinrich leading the way, and that is quite a lead over Dylan Pereira, who looks to be under pressure from Lorcan Hannafin, and this time it's personal. Riding on board with FAC Autotech car, he is trailing the Iron Force Racing by Phoenix car. In the background is Larry Tenforder. Remember, they need to look after the tyres. Out of turn 14, a nice wide line along the pit straight. Now, Lorcan Hannafin looks to have the line into turn 1. Is he going to force Pereira to go deep into the corner under braking? He ducks back behind Dylan Pereira. Still nothing going there at the moment. Behind Larry Tenforder is Luke Hartog. He is ready to pounce as well. Car 13, Alex Tauscher, also under investigation for a jump start. And Tauscher, who is running well in 10th place, will not be happy if there is a penalty incoming. We saw Bastian Boos making it up into 7th place just now. He is ahead of Huub van Eindhoven. Lorcan Hannafin is the leading rookie. Great job from him in 3rd place. Now has dropped back a little from Dylan Pereira. That's Larry Tenforder going wide. And it's not often you see Tenforder making a mistake like that. He rejoins and Luke Hartog is lining him up. This is another personal battle because it was Hartog that Larry Tenforder got together with yesterday, and it was the penalty that Larry Tenforder received as a result of contact with Hartog, potentially certainly stealing a podium away, maybe even a race win from Hartog. So he wants to get past the number 25 car, and if Larry puts a wheel out on the dirt again, I think Hartog will be ready to pounce. Now Alex Tauscher to the inside of Rudy Van Buren. Great stuff from Alex Tauscher. This is for 9th place. They run side by side. Along the pit straight they come and in towards turn 1. So here come our leaders. Once again, Tauscher. No, that's not Tauscher. That is the other of the Allied Racing cars. That is Bastian Boos now challenging Morris Schuring. Schuring in 6th place. Bastian Boos has been something of a revelation in Porsche Carrera Cup racing. The driver who took his first win this year at the Imola circuit back in June has also won twice in Porsche Mobile 1 Super Cup this year and taken the rookie championship in that. He is a man who must be a contender to be the Porsche Junior next year, and he is fighting forwards, now challenging another of the real fast chargers, Morris Schuring, and he is one of the up-and-coming superstars. Looking again at that restart, and we can see the car's just getting away. I didn't see any jump starts from that angle, but then just as well I'm not stewarding, eh? That was Jan-Erik Sloten. Now, he got spun around. He is currently in 29th place. This is the view of the start from Lorcan Hannafin in towards turn 1. A bold move from Dylan Pereira around the outside. Tried to make it stick. There was no traction to be had out there. Almost lost the position to Lorcan Hannafin. And this is the perspective that Dylan Pereira had in the number 94 Iron Force Racing by Phoenix car. And a 5-second penalty going to car 43. So Willem Meyer, that is for a jump start. No further action, though, for Yuka Honkvori or Alex Tauscher. So good news to them. But the guesting Willem Meyer has got a 5-second time penalty as we look again at that incident at the start that saw Jan-Erik Sloten spinning off into the gravel trap, and that's a replay of the little bit of rallycross that Larry Tenforder did coming out of turn 8. So Hartog wasn't close enough to take advantage of it at the time, and he will keep Tenforder very much inside. The Black Falcon team, along with Luke, have found something in that car that has really enabled them to pick up the pace this weekend. Yesterday was looking good for a podium or even a win had it not been for contact with car 25. Very much looking to make up for that today in this race. It is Lauren Heinrich leading the way. It was 1.231 seconds last time across the line. Let's see what it is this time. And the answer is 1.253. So very much holding the gap. Dylan Pereira in second, about 4 tenths ahead of Lorcan Hannafin. If the race was to finish now, that would be the championship standings. It means that Lauren Heinrich would not be catchable by Larry Tenforder, because there is 50 points available after this race. So this could be a championship winning move for Lauren Heinrich. And amazingly, we didn't think that he would be in a position to potentially seal the championship here at the Sachsenring, but that could be the case if things finish as they are now. There will be 50 points available after this race, and Larry Tenforder needs to move forwards if he wants to keep the defense of his championship alive. Luke Hartog has something to say about that. He is challenging hard as he follows Larry Tenforder along the way with less than 22 minutes of this race remaining. Our leader, Lauren Heinrich, on the edge of a potential championship here. Dylan Pereira, 1.253 seconds behind. Lorcan Hannafin in third. Larry Tenforder, Luke Hartog, Maurice Scheuring and Bastian Boos ahead of Huub van Eindhoven, Rudy van Burre and Alex Tauscher. Alex really having a great weekend here. He's really found a bit of pace and learning to get his elbows out a bit and maybe just mix it a little bit more with some of the cars around him. In towards turn 1 we come, and it looks like Rudy van Buren and Huub van Eindhoven. So Rudy van Buren in the number 57 car in 9th place, Huub van Eindhoven in 8th place. And Huub van Eindhoven really wants to catch up with Lorcan Hannafin. He leads the rookie championship by just 3 points. He's currently second in class in the rookie standings. But Lorcan Hannafin running third on the road at the moment and well ahead of Huub van Eindhoven. Behind him, Rudy van Buren make that. Trying to find a route past because Alex Tauscher has also rushed to join the battle. Jesse van Kijk is also in there as well as the cars run up the hill and over the crest towards the part of the track known as the waterfall. Huub van Eindhoven looking very much under pressure from Rudy van Buren. Van Buren, who is the Red Bull Sim test and development driver for the Formula 1 team, also enjoying his Porsche Carrera Cup Germany time here this year and has been something that has entertained, someone who has entertained us all year long. Carlos Rivas is our leading Pro-Am driver as we see Rudy van Buren move to the inside. Huub van Eindhoven not really putting up a fight there. Now he comes back along the pit straight. They run side by side out along the pits in towards turn 1, but Rudy van Buren will have that tighter line into turn 1. And now Alex Tauscher sees the opportunity, moves to to the inside of Huub van Eindhoven, and he looks to steal that position away, but Eindhoven gets the inside line for the next corner, and Tauscher has to settle in, but Rudy van Buren is through, and look how quickly he is leaving the number 29 car behind, maybe running a bit out of grip. This time Tauscher sees a gap, jumps through, and there is no doubt that Huub van Eindhoven struggling a bit for pace, potentially struggling for grip in the number 29 car, and he can see his rookie championship lead slipping away, because behind him now Jesse van Kuyk as well, and then it's Carlos Rivas having his best day in a long time after the nightmare that was Sachsenring. Carlos just thinking about what has to be done in the Pro-Am Championship. He is the leading Pro-Am driver, and currently the Pro-Am leader, Jan-Erik Sloten, is all the way back in 6th place in the category, and that is 29th on the track. So things stay as they are. Carlos will take a massive chunk out of the lead that Sloten is enjoying. Up towards turn 14 we come, the number 6 car of Carlos Rivas, and he said beforehand he didn't want to get into battles that he didn't need to fight. Lucas Oertel will know that. Oertel, who is behind, and this is Andre Hauschild in the fight with Georgi Donchev. Also in there is the number 5 car of Zoran Spreng. The fights going on all the way down through the pack. Hauschild in 23rd place, and Donchev in 24th. Now Hauschild coming under increasing pressure from the cars behind. They are all in amongst the traffic. Zoran Spreng in 25th place there as well. Of course, all these drivers here are in the Pro-Am standings, although Hauschild as a guest driver is not earning points. This is on board with the leader of the Pro-Am Championship, Jan-Erik Sloten, in that 29th place. He's got Jan Seifert in front of him, and Jonas Greif and Willem Meyer. So looking again at Georgi Donchev and Ahmed Al-Shahab, and it was Donchev who found the route past Al-Shahab, and in fact Al-Shahab had then got past. In fact, they've been trading places right, left and centre, the two cars running side by side into the corner, and that is a battle that will rage all race long. Here comes our leader, Laurens Heinrich, and Dylan Pereira has closed in on him. So for the lead of this race, Dylan Pereira, he still wants to take the top step of the podium. The championship feels all but gone for Dylan Pereira, but now he is closing in on Laurens Heinrich, looking for that race win. Dylan Pereira, if he wanted to stay in the championship, he needs to win this race, and he needs something bad to befall Laurens Heinrich. But at the moment, Heinrich doing what he needs to do. He's 6/10 ahead of Dylan Pereira. Lorcan Hannafin still in 3rd place. And then Larry 10-4 behind. Luke Hartog, Boris Schuring, Bastian Boos, and Rudy van Buren. That's Jonas Greif in the 44 car. He was in 27th place. He's had a bit of a moment. It looks like he's able to rejoin without too much drama, and that is now he is heading around the Castrol Omega turn, which is turn 4. And this is the view from Jan-Erik Sloten, and that is how the car got turned around. He got together with Jan Seifert, locking up into the corner and tagging the car in front, and the 44 cars turned around, and it might be the stewards are going to have a look at that, and there might be a penalty incoming for the number 98 car. So this is our lead battle. Laurens Heinrich, Dylan Pereira following him through the corner. They've broken clear of Lorcan Hannafin in 3rd place, and I think Hannafin would probably be happy just to stay where he is, not get involved in any battles, and bring the points home. Larry 10-4 has dropped a long way back from Lorcan Hannafin, some 2.1 seconds. So Larry 10-4 not enjoying the grip that he would like here at the Sachsenring. Heinrich was the fastest driver by far in qualifying yesterday morning. He started on pole yesterday, pole again today, but Dylan Pereira, after yesterday's nightmare, looking to come back, looking to just stay in the championship hunt if at all possible. So we have still half this race remaining for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, and that is William Meyer, who is most definitely off the pace. It looks like he's got problem. The guesting driver in the 43 car for ID Racing. The problem looks like a very familiar one. It's a tyre-related one, and a deflated tyre at that too. So William Meyer is going to have to crawl back to the pits, and we can see the tyre letting go there. He was at the back of the pack. He did well yesterday after an awful qualifying session which saw him into the wall early on. He came back in the race to a 19th place, a good, solid drive. But this, the second race on his guest appearance at the Sachsenring, not proving to be successful at all. And he is going to have to crawl all the way back to the pits and not do any damage to the bodywork of that car. So the race continues with Lauren Heinrich at the front. Dylan Pereira in second place, matching his every move, looking for a route pass, trying to force Heinrich into a mistake. That's something that doesn't happen very often. And then a little way down the road, Lorcan Hannafin running on his own, not really challenging the front runners as they go past the ailing Willem Meyer car. And down towards the waterfall they come. And out towards turn 13, up the steep hill, up towards turn 14. And as they head out onto the pit straight, if he's close enough, Dylan Pereira would pick up the slipstream, but he still seems to be quite a long way back at the moment. You can see the view as the very rapid Lauren Heinrich car disappears off towards turn 1. And that is the view back. It does feel as though Heinrich very much has a handle on this race at the moment. 0.498 is the gap between first and second. Pereira closing up into turn 1 and 2 and 3, and then down towards the Castrol Omega turn. He looms close in the mirrors, but that is not a position, not a place where it's going to be possible to get past. Now up the hill, it's a blind crest here as they head up towards turn 6. But now Pereira sees a gap on the inside. He knows that Heinrich cannot afford a non-finish. He sees the gap and through he goes. What a move from Dylan Pereira. He sees the gap as they head up turn 6 and turn 7 on the inside of Lauren Heinrich. And he is through. We have a new leader on this race 14 of this 16 race season. And it is Dylan Pereira who leads the way from Lauren Heinrich. So Dylan Pereira, the driver who was crowned as Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup champion just a couple of weeks ago, now leading the way here. And he muscles his way past the Lauren Heinrich car and takes the lead of the race with 12 minutes remaining. Iron Force Racing by Phoenix leading the way from SSR Hubert Racing. Christoph Hubert will be here watching from the pit wall. He will not be happy about that, but Lauren Heinrich, he knows he has to finish every race. Any reckless moves in trying to defend that position, and if he ends up in the gravel trap, suddenly a very strong championship lead would disappear very rapidly. If the race finished now, you can see that Heinrich would lead the way by 47 points. That move is under investigation, so the stewards do believe there may have been a bit of contact. So Pereira and Heinrich very much under investigation by our race stewards. We'll keep an eye on that, because if there's a penalty incoming, then that will change things dramatically. Lucas Grunewald, he's on first name terms with the squirrels in the forest at the moment because he's had another excursion. He rejoins, but he is a long way back in 18th place in the number 28 car. And it was another lock-up into turn 1, just getting it all wrong out onto the gravel. Keeps the thing going, and that's quite a result in itself, because so often you get into the gravel trap and you can be beached there and you're not going any further. So Lucas Grunewald keeps the power on and keeps it motoring and rejoins the track. Now, from the stewards, car 94 has to fall back behind car 3. Dylan Pereira has been instructed to give that position back. So Lauren Heinrich retakes the lead. Pereira has to do it all again. The stewards have been clamping down on the contact, and we saw it yesterday with Lauren Heinrich and Larry Tenforder. Dylan Pereira has been asked to give that position back. That's exactly what he's done. And suddenly, he's got it all to do again. Lauren Heinrich, our new race leader. Dylan Pereira in second place. Certainly Pereira looking quicker. He needs to get past again, but this time he needs to do it cleanly. Lorcan Hannafin, our leading rookie, third on the track. Our leading Pro-Am driver, Carlos Rivas, 13th on the track. And our championship leader in the Pro-Am category, Jan-Erik Sloten, is currently 6th in category and all the way back in 25th place. So less than 10 minutes this race remaining. And it is Lauren Heinrich. And that is a replay of that move. And that is why Pereira was asked to give that position back. And that is him doing that very maneuver down the waterfall. A good place to do it. And instantly he's able to get back on the tail of the number 3 car, hoping to pick up a slipstream as they head up along the pit straight. And that was the replay of that happening. Lauren Heinrich is the race leader. The stewards intervening there. Car 40, Yuka Hongvori, has been instructed to fall back behind Lucas Ertel in car 23. That is another one that the stewards have investigated and said. But this is the one that matters the most because it has championship implications. Lauren Heinrich currently leading the way from Dylan Pereira. What can car 94 do about that? Now, according to my maths, which is dodgy at best, if things finish as they are, I believe Lauren Heinrich could be crowned as champion in Carrera Cup Germany because Larry Tenforder is down in 4th place still and seemingly unable to move forwards. Lorcan Hannafin in a solid 3rd place. But it all could change still. 8 minutes, 10 seconds plus 1 lap of this race remaining. It is Lauren Heinrich leading the way, Dylan Pereira in second, but you just get the feeling that Pereira is not done yet. Question is, has he taken too much out of the tyres in that early move? You saw the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all running together down the waterfall. Now up to turn 14 and on to the pit straight they come. And again, Pereira looking to be a little bit too far back. He seems to have the setup to close in on Heinrich during the second sector of the track. But of course, that is the part of the track where overtaking is not easy. Look at it and closing up under braking. And out towards Castelomega turn, suddenly Pereira is right on the back bumper of Lauren Heinrich. But he's not going to find overtaking opportunities in that position. And when he tries it, if there's contact, the stewards get involved. If the race finishes now, Lauren Heinrich will be crowned the champion because there will be just 50 points remaining and it will be 52 points between Larry Tenforder and Lauren Heinrich. So we may be on the edge of seeing the 2022 champion crowned here at the Sachsenring with 1 round still remaining of the championship. But there is still 6 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap of racing to come. And Dylan Pereira clearly has the bit between his teeth as he once again trails the Lauren Heinrich car up towards 13 and then the steep climb up towards turn 14. And here we come again. This is that steep climb. It is a 12.8% gradient. Now Pereira looks closer than ever on Lauren Heinrich. Can he do anything? Along the pit straight they come, picking up the slipstream. This time Lorcan Hannafin in the background. If they get together, the number 9 car will be through. Pereira has a look to the inside, then ducks back to the outside. Heinrich covers him off. Now Pereira trying to take that tight line in towards turn 2. And still Heinrich has the position. 6 minutes remaining. What is going to happen? Heinrich leading the way. Dylan Pereira in second. Hannafin in third. This could all change. Don't go anywhere. We still have 5 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap remaining. Dylan Pereira putting loads and loads of pressure on to the lead car of Lauren Heinrich. We keep our eyes glued to that. There's another incident being investigated between 44 and 7. That's Christoph Lange and Jonas Greif. But we are captivated by this battle. Now look at Lorcan Hannafin. He suddenly has a sniff of a potential win here. Lorcan Hannafin could win the overall race. He's already leading the Pro-Am category. He has caught up. Laren Heinrich clearly struggling for pace. Maybe he's taken too much out of the tyres. But Dylan Pereira, well, if he tries to make a move on Laren Heinrich, he now is risking letting Lorcan Hannafin in. Larry Tenforder is still there as well. Also, Luke Hartog very much in line. Bastian Boos is up to P6. Maurice Schering in P7. Then Rudy Van Buren, Alex Tauscher, and Huub van Eindhoven, the leader of the rookie point standing. This is the view from Lorcan Hannafin again in towards turn 1. And the 1, 2, 3 now very much running together. How is this going to finish? 4.5 minutes remaining plus 1 lap. Laren Heinrich on the cusp of his first ever championship in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Dylan Pereira wishes to delay that until the Hockenheimring at the end of October. Putting the pressure on, almost pushing it round the corner. Still, Heinrich holds on. Hannafin just dropping back a little. But it's Laren Heinrich leading the way, just over 4 minutes remaining. If things stay as they are, Laren Heinrich will be the champion in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany for 2022. But he has 4 minutes of racing plus 1 lap and a very eager Dylan Pereira behind, with Lorcan Hannafin also there. Pereira and Hannafin taking a wide line out of the corner and down towards 13 once again. And there is Larry Tenforder, the defending champion, looking to become the first driver ever to win 3 Carrera Cup Germany titles. It's starting to look a little bit thin as we look at Lorcan Hannafin again. This is the view of the lead battle. 3.5 minutes remaining along the pit straight towards turn 1. Pereira directly behind Laren Heinrich into turn 1. He's not trying anything at the moment. He's too far back, holding a nice tight line onto the apex of the corner. Heinrich still leading the way. Dylan Pereira still there, trying to monster him into a mistake. This is where Pereira has been strong as they head up towards turn 6. Is also the position where overtaking is almost impossible. Up the brow of the hill, which is blind as they come over the top, keep the power on, and down the other side towards turn 8. And then a little bit of straight as they head under the bridge and towards turn 9. And then it's a climb up again towards turn 10. It's a long, steep climb up towards turns 10 and 11. Another blind crest. And then once they're over the top of that, it'll be back down the waterfall, and we are into overtaking territory once again. But time is running out for Dylan Pereira. He goes very wide out of the corner. Lorcan Hannafin's still there, ready to jump if a position arises. Larry Tenforder just too far back to do anything about the lead trio. Here they come up the hill towards turn 14. 2 minutes and 10 seconds between Laren Heinrich and his first ever championship in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Along the pit straight they come once again towards turn 1. And still Pereira too far back. Is he going to try anything in the closing stages? He sees a gap on the inside, but Heinrich has the line for the next corner. And still Pereira slots back in. What has he got up his sleeve? How can he get past without attracting the attention of the stewards? That is the question. Up the hill they come, over the crest, and then down the other side. It is a short lap. But once again, we are here. This is the part of the track where Pereira appears to be able to close up. Less than 90 seconds plus 1 lap of this race remaining. Still, Pereira putting all the pressure on the leader, Laren Heinrich. In third place, Lorcan Hannafin. Behind, Larry Tenforder. And it looks like Luke Hartog has dropped off the back of Tenforder. In fact, I think Hartog has dropped right back and is now falling into the clutches of Bastian Busa. I think Hartog may have had a bit of a moment. That's released Larry Tenforder in 4th place, but I don't think he's got the pace to close in on this lead trio. Less than a minute remaining. 52 points will be the gap between first and second. If things stay as they are now, there will be 50 points available at the Hockenheimring. According to my maths, that would make Heinrich the champion, but things have got to stay as they are. Suddenly, Larry Tenforder is looming in the background. Again, Pereira to the outside into turn 1. And still, Heinrich has got an answer for everything that Pereira can throw at him into the Castrol Omega turn once again. And that climb back up towards turn 6, very much as you were, but this could all still explode. 10 seconds left of timed racing, then there will be one extra lap after that. And it's Lauren Heinrich, who is about a lap and a half away from his first championship as he goes round the back, marking Holger Armsen car. He goes wide. Pereira has a little look. Now, again, up the hill they come. Lauren Heinrich leading the way from Dylan Pereira. Lorcan Hannafin is there and ready to pounce. Now, what will Dylan Pereira do? He wants this win. He wants to keep the championship alive. Lauren Heinrich still leads the way down the waterfall, the penultimate time into turn 13. And Pereira looming ever larger in Heinrich's mirrors. Now up towards turn 14. That was a wide line from Lauren Heinrich. A much tighter line for Dylan Pereira. Out onto the pit straight. This will be the last lap of the race. Here we go. Lauren Heinrich towards turn 1. Pereira looking to the outside. It's now all or nothing from Pereira to the outside, smoking the brakes into turn 1. Hannafin also smoking the brakes. Almost looked like he was going to steal second place away, but maybe that was the best opportunity for Pereira. Maybe the moment has now passed, because Lauren Heinrich on the eve of his championship, his first ever championship. He just needs to finish this lap in the lead of this race. Lauren Heinrich from Dylan Pereira, Lorcan Hannafin started second on the grid. He has been there in the lead battle all of the way. He will jump to the top of the rookie standings if things remain as they are for the last half a lap. Still, Carlos Rivas, a great run from him in 13th place, leading the way in the Pro-Am category. But the headlines today are gonna be Lauren Heinrich as he goes down the waterfall for the very last time in towards turn 13. Around the corner he comes. I think we've seen all that Pereira can offer him. Maybe something into 14, but it's going to be a stretch. And maybe Pereira has settled for that second place, because Lauren Heinrich now comes out of turn 14 to receive that checkered flag to take the win. And according to my calculations, he is the 2022 champion of Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, Lauren Heinrich. Amazing stuff. Lauren Heinrich's father in the garage there. And celebrations which will continue into the night. Great celebrations in the SSR Huber Racing team. Heinrich wins the race. I will wait for confirmation on the points situation before we jump too far, because my maths is notoriously dodgy. But it's 25 points for Lauren Heinrich. That makes it 268 by my calculations. And for Larry Tenforder, he came into this race with 203. The 5th place would give him 11. And that would make it 214 points. And that would mean that it is impossible for him to catch Lauren Heinrich in the championship. And that will make Lauren Heinrich the champion of the 2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Wow, need a bit of a lie down after that. A great race, a solid drive from Lauren Heinrich. Don't know, will be off. 2 races remaining this season. Rounds 15 and 16 at the Hockenheim Ring from the 21st to the 23rd of October. Never was a race circuit more different to the Sachsenring than the Hockenheim Ring is. 2 very, very different tracks, some very different racing. For our 3rd place driver,